ఈ క్యారెక్టర్ మీకు ఆఫర్ చేస్తున్నారు అన్నప్పుడు లైక్ దిస్ మాంత్రికురాలు, how did it feel like going to be performing with Vikram garu cinemalu meer chusuntaru kada, you must have seen lot of his films.
Of course.
So being offered a character in Vikram garu's movie, and that too something which is opposite to him.
A lot of emotions at the same time, and I really wanted to work with good directors. I was greedy. I was like, you know, I was waiting for like some filmmaker who writes good roles for women, who
అయితే ఈ మధ్య చెప్తున్నదే manifested. This is what, yeah.
Well, I was getting a lot of offers, but they were all characters where like everything's very hero oriented, and the heroine comes, you know, 6-7 scenes and really big movies. But I was like, okay, I've done a couple of those, but I don't see my career graph as only doing that. You know, then you can't grow, you can't evolve, you can't. I want to get better as an actor. I want to work with people who push me. You know, so I was on an adventure to discover that within myself and to collaborate with people who brought that out in me. And it was a point like that when Thangalaan came to me, and I was like, this is fantastic. And I didn't know the role initially. I just knew that it's a, you know, Ranjith, Vikram film, and I was like, everything about this sounds perfect. And I'm sure knowing Ranjith sir, it'll be a good role also. Even before I knew the role, I was like, I want to do this, I have to do this. Then we met, and then I found out more, and you know, we did a look test. I wanted to see me as the character because it's a very physically demanding role. As you must have seen from the glimpse.
effort petals vastundi meeru.
It's a lot of power, mental power, emotional power, physical power. So it needs that certain, you know, one kind of physique, one kind of look, certain skill sets in order to fit into that. So we did a look test to see the costume and everything, and then, you know, that's how I came on board for the project. But I had no idea what I was getting into. Yeah. So it was like first day on set and discovering, you know, like, wow, this is madness. I've never seen anything like this kind of these get-ups, these characters, a story like this. I've never seen something like this in Indian cinema.
Yeah.
You know. So even to bring that to life, it was so confusing initially because there's no reference. I couldn't find reference point for a character like mine.
Correct.
You know, so we were like, I would talk to sir. I was like, sir, what films should I watch? Like, what character are we trying to crack? So he recommended, he was like, watch Woman King, watch like these really powerful female warriors. So we watched those roles, but this role is still so different, you know. So it was like cracking, talking, working, basically just shooting and trying to figure out the role.
Yeah, and when you have actors like Vikram garu and Parvathy, were you overwhelmed like on the set and I have to prepare? Because they do a lot of homework and preparation, and how was it for you?
I was very overwhelmed when we started because we started itself with our stunt sequence.
Thank you.
అంటే ఈ వాంటెడ్ ఫస్ట్ రిస్క్ అన్ని చేసేద్దామని డిసైడ్ అయిపోయారండి. ఏదైతే
she is capable or not capable, I want to check.
Sir, your films you first get all insurance premiums renewed, sir. So
but we ensured our talents.
He made me start with one of the hardest portions in the film, one of the hardest fights, and one of the hardest versions.
In any scene no hardest scene.
That is true. That is also
what
true.
Is she saying? Every scene is tough. Chumma hardest scene. Okay, which scene is easier? That's what solling. Every scene was tough.